with Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Listen.
Cheetah. Gratitude is the attitude. Show is a blessing. To be back in the black box. Black box.
Relax, roll up as we randomly react to content in these YouTube streets. It's time for R&R.
Smackwood Net Hustle. Big shout out to my SPR, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
As usual, the 7 C's hits the 3 G's, and y'all riding with me. I've been seeing this title all over the internet, man. I'm like, what is everybody talking about? So I'm trying to figure it out. With no further ado, let's see what they say T Grizzley has been up to.
Shot and killed the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper T Grizzley. 41-year-old Jabina Brown was shot in the area of 3 Mile Drive and Mack Avenue on the city's east side Tuesday night. Now, this is an update to a story that we brought you Wednesday morning. TMZ is reporting that Brown was in the back seat of a car when the suspect approached and started shooting, and she was rushed to the hospital where she later died. It is not clear if T Grizzley was the intended target of the attack. The rapper and his driver were not injured.
Okay, yesterday we talked about the fact that I called a source in the courtroom at the trial of the man Jermaine Whedon, who was on being tried first-degree homicide for the taking out JB, the aunt/manager of Detroit rapper T Grizzley. Some more information. So he is out on bond while this is going on, which implies there's somewhat of a weak case, though. If you know the circumstances of his arrest, enjoy my Red Wings jacket. If you know the circumstances of his arrest, it doesn't sound too weak. So about not long, maybe a couple weeks after the homicide, which you can see here from the news story, not long after the homicide, maybe a couple weeks, he was caught in Chicago at this building with a rental car with New York plates. The police had ran the rental car's info because it was sitting out there, parked there on the south side of Chicago, 59th and Calumet. That's the heart of activities on the south side, gangland. The car had been reported stolen by Enterprise. It had New York plates. And in the course of investigating that, they grabbed 600 Wu-Tang, a.k.a. Jermaine Whedon, and he had 40 S&W Smith & Wesson 40 on him. And they run the ballistics, and it comes back to what? It comes back to the homicide in Detroit of T Grizzley's aunt. That's right. Jermaine Whedon had the murder weapon, and he had a stolen rental car with New York.
All that time to have broken that thing down and got totally rid of it. You sit around and stuck with it. That's crazy.
New York plates fitting the description of the car that was pulled up there on 3 Mile Drive. That area where the homicide occurred is totally desolate. T Grizzley says he was visiting an aunt or cousin or something, and that he tried to get JB to come inside with him, but she didn't. The people that were sitting in the car was the Uber driver, like some middle-aged white man, and JB. This is about one of the most dangerous parts of Detroit, one of the most dangerous cities in the country. So he eventually gets let in the house. The reason why he was going there and wanted to go inside is unclear. Just to say hi, I don't know. And somebody, unclear if it was multiple people or one person, runs up and opens the back door of the car. They don't shoot the whole car up. They opened the back door of the car and they put 8 in JB. Seems like they would have had to have known who she was. They knew she wasn't T. Grizzley. Now, there's different rumors that where that happened. There was at the time that happened, the beef between the 4-2 Doug and 4-4, that whole group of guys with the 7 Mile Bloods, of which Sada Baby's associated. Maybe. Sada Baby and T were both signed to her. Supposedly there was bad business on her part against both of them. Sada's talked about he didn't like what he was in. Him and T, even though they're signed together, they weren't necessarily tight. It's a lot of bad business in the Detroit music stuff. I know that song, First Day Out, when that came out, YouTube wasn't first monetized, but a lot of people didn't know about that. And I told my friend who produced it, I was like, oh man, you rich now, or something I was saying about you making a bunch of money. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, aren't you getting YouTube checks? And he was like, no. So I don't know who put up that video First Day Out initially, but if I remember correctly, there was, I think I told some people that they should have been getting paid and they weren't. I don't know what came of that. I could be slightly misremembering. It was 6 years ago. That's what I seem to remember. So this guy, 600 Wu-Tang, who's part of the crew, with 600 Buka, who's well known to be friends with T. Grizzley. Here's a picture of T. Grizzley and 600 Buka at the funeral, at Grizzly's wedding about a year ago. And supposedly, if you zoom over the shoulder there, that little face right there is 600 Wu-Tang, currently on trial for pumping 8 into T's aunt and manager. Certainly seems suspicious. The rumors about that T's aunt, who was not his blood aunt, that was his uncle's girlfriend or whatever.
Not his aunt. Now it's really like, woo-wee, they trying to put a case. O.T. Grizz. Hope nobody don't tell.
The uncle who actually paid for the initial studio time, so I was told. I don't know. So he didn't have his own blood aunt pregnant. But the police, the prosecution, did introduce that rumor into evidence over this last week. That the motive was that she was pregnant. He had a fiance. It was too messy. He wanted to get rid of her. And then also he was signed to her, and T had really blown up. First Day Out, I think it was one of the most streamed songs of maybe 2018 or something. It was, First Day Out was a big deal. And T had other hit songs after that, Sada Baby. I remember he had that song Black Party that has like 100 and some million views, or might have a couple 100 million views now. I thought I heard there was some issues with the money on that. Is that all to do with JB? I have no idea. I'm not here to besmirch her character. I'm just saying the stuff that was said, by different people. But the prosecution did introduce that as a theory, that she was pregnant, and then also T wanted to get out of the contract with her, so that would have been his reason. And the back door was opened. T was not in the car. He was in the house. The back door was open. You would imagine they had to have seen who she was, and they put 8 in her. Some people try to say it had to do with the gang war between.
Seems like he likes saying they put 8 in her, pumped 8. Like, he always get creative when it comes to talking about how many slugs she was hit with.
The 4-4, 4-2s, and SMB. I don't know what she would have had to do with that. So Jermaine Whedon is out on bail. He was arrested right after the crime. He did get a federal gun charge. Some of the paperwork you guys have been seeing, because there's really no paperwork yet in a state case. I don't think there's paperwork to find online just yet. That's for his federal gun charge in 2020. because they caught him with them in 2019 and they charged him in 2020 with the Glock switch thing, and then I think they just ended up holding off on it as they built the homicide case. Prosecution thinks this is a whole big conspiracy and there's other people involved. Perhaps that's why they put T. Grizzley on the stand, and he pled Fifth Amendment. Like I said yesterday, did any answer with 10.
Al, why you like to hold your camera with no stabilization? It's not steady. Why don't you have a tripod? You just like that raw style where it look like you walking and holding it up? I'm just curious, bro.
To incriminate him, does that mean he did something criminal, that he was involved? No, it doesn't mean that. Could mean
like he holding a selfie stick, huh? Think that's what it is.
A lot of things. He invoked his right. And for those of you that said, oh, it's not a right, or the judge.
Yeah, I think it's a selfie stick with a zoom button.
Said the judge let him, and you said, oh, the judge didn't have to let him, it's a right. Well, you can invoke your Fifth Amendment, and the prosecution and the judge can give you immunity and say, well, now you have to testify or you're in contempt of court. So you don't, the judge sort of, you can always invoke your Fifth Amendment, but they can give you immunity and compel you to testify. And then, like they would do that to the mafia all the time. And then, but the mob guys didn't go sit. A lot of mob guys served a year, 15 months, 18 months for contempt of court. I've known people that served contempt of court. Once I had a case and they gave somebody immunity and he got on the stand and said he did everything and it messed the whole case up. So playing around with that immunity and that Fifth Amendment is very dicey for the prosecution. T obviously has good lawyers, so I'm sure they just, they had to let him do it. Again, this looks bad for T circumstantially, but Wu-Tang didn't say T put him up to it. If you're thinking, that this was done through the connection of T, who still shouts out Dirk, has done songs with Dirk, and 600 is connected to OTF. T is still with 600 Buka, who's connected. And supposedly this is.
I think this some bullshit. Can't believe they putting this on this man's name, man. Hope this don't lead to no charges on him.
Guy on trial at T's wedding, but none of them have put T in anything. So this is probably not over. This could, depending on what happened, you would think it's double jeopardy, but I've come from studying all these crime cases. It's not. You can get charged on a homicide in state, and then they come back and put the homicide in a RICO as one of the predicate acts. So I'm not trying to be like T. Grizzly's getting RICO'd. I'm just saying these are all possibilities. This might not be over, depending.
Oh, so T. Grizzley fought this murder already? If I was sleepwalking, didn't hear him say that, or maybe I just misunderstood what he said. Because if he's afraid of double jeopardy, that means you already been tried for these charges.
What happens? Jermaine Whedon is out on bond. He may be out on bond because he got charged during COVID and it took years for this to happen, and it would have been unfair to keep him in the county for 4 years. Because being out on bond in first-degree murder, in some places it doesn't happen at all. In Wayne County, where Detroit is, it does happen. You can get bond for first-degree murder, and so he is out on bond. A Chicago guy. Placed at the scene in a Detroit homicide in a neighborhood you are not going to accidentally be in. T. Grizzly's in the house, the Anna's in the car, the door is open. She's hit 8 times. They don't shoot the Uber driver. He drives off, tries to take her to the hospital. Circumstantially sounds pretty fishy, but we don't know the truth. The person I talked to guesstimated the trial would probably end Monday, so sometime next week we will have a verdict from the jury. And first-degree murder cases are most often have the not guilty pleas because people know they're, and in Michigan it carries mandatory, it's called nat turn or natural life, a term of natural life. You get no out date, automatic, for first degree murder. So a jury is going to really, they might not go beyond a reasonable doubt, they might want to go beyond the shadow of a doubt. Now, him getting caught with the murder weapon is bad, but that does not mean he did it. That means he interacted with somebody who did it, who he doesn't want to tell on. But let's just say...
It doesn't even mean that. Whoever did it could have done a number of things with that weapon, and he could have obtained it from somebody who has absolutely nothing to do with this crime. You cannot just draw that inference because said individual ended up with the weapon. Does not mean he interacted with someone involved whatsoever.
Al Prophet murked somebody, you're one of my homies, I give you the gun or sell you the gun.
And then you can sell it to someone else. That person could sell it to someone else. That person could post the ad on the black web, sell it to someone else, and have no idea about the person who used it.
And I never tell you I did something with it. You get caught with it, you're cold in the streets, you're not going to tell the police that you got it from me. That does not make you guilty of first degree murder. It just doesn't. It makes you guilty of gun possession. So...
Somebody could have then stolen it from someone who was unaware who took it. Then that person could have sold it. So many things, so many hands it could have touched that you just can't say just because somebody ended up with it that they had contact with the killer.
I don't know what witnesses, if they have they may not have a good witness or any physical evidence other than him having the gun in that rental car that matches, which... Again, this definitely does not mean he's the one who did it. It means he is associated probably with who did it, and he's not telling, but that doesn't make you guilty of first-degree homicide, unless you knew about it, but they got to prove that. Just because I got a murder weapon don't mean I used it for murder. You're going to have to show that I knew of either it was me who did it, or I knowingly was part of a conspiracy, and the people who did it I knew before.
That sounds great. Well, we all know when you look like us, all they got to do is get you in there and make you smell kind of guilty, and they can get a conviction. Knock it off, Al.
Beforehand, that what they were going to do, and somehow I ended up with the stolen car and a gun. So that's your update on the T. Grizzley situation with his aunt and the trial of his aunt/manager's killer, Al Prophet American Dope.
Play no games, we get cracking. We ball, we be shooting and passing, nigga. We stand tall like what's happening, nigga. We don't never do no lacking, nigga. What's happening, nigga? Active, don't play no games, we get cracking. We ball, we be shooting and passing, nigga. We stand tall like what's happening, nigga. We don't never do no lacking, nigga. What's happening, nigga? It ain't no I in the word team, we got us. It ain't too much, but I promise it's gonna be enough. Knock 'em down like duck hunt. Niggas know what time we on, or you a fly ass nigga? Well, it's the no fly zone. I used to care about that bitch until she did me wrong. Ain't had a nigga like me, bitch, I was your backbone. A gang of bitches in my contacts, I'm back on. Mafia alone, Mafia strong, I put the max on. We still steppin', Mafia loyal to all the troops, and we still reppin'. Nigga, blame it on my roots, no question. So if you need me, I'ma pull through. And if I had to call the game, the niggas pulling up too. Riders like Infant G and Tiny MD. Big Dub, Tiny Dub, and can't forget Big G. Baby G, Big Slim, always chunkin', Big M's. Lil Mac down my bro, can't forget about him. Active, don't play no games, we get crackin'. We ball, we be shooting and passing, nigga. We stand tall like what's happening, nigga. We don't never do no lacking, nigga. What's happening, nigga? Active, don't play no games, we get crackin'. We ball, we be shooting and passing, nigga. We stand tall like what's happening, nigga. We don't never do no lacking, nigga. What's happening? I'm a man of my word, ain't going back and forth with none of you nerds. Been on them blocks, hanging out on them curbs. This shit ain't new to me. bang like Shaq in the paint. What they gonna do with me? These niggas try their hardest to rap. I do this shit with ease, raised by G's, like Rooster and Uncle Freeze. I was like 15, shooting dice on my knees off the porch. Hanging with bangers, fuck playing sports. But shit, we full court pressing, get them off the court. Stand up nigga, squabble and I blam triggers. Gotta prove shit to none of you niggas on my soul. I'm hands on. The homies whipped him, he was in the wrong. Shoot at us, we shoot back, I call that ping pong. Mafia strong, I can't tell you when this shit gon' end. But for the moment in time being, I'm all in, shoot 10. The homies know I'm down to hang with him, bang with him, and ain't gon' change. I'm that same nigga, active. Don't play no games, we get cracking. We ball, we be shooting and passing, nigga. We stand tall like what's happening, nigga. We don't never do no lacking, nigga. What's happening, nigga? Active. Don't play no games, we get cracking. We ball. We be shooting and passing, nigga. We stand tall like what's happening, nigga. We don't never do no lacking, nigga. What's happening, nigga? Yeah, that. We active, nigga. Free Tiny Max. Yeah, that. Double M gang. A to the A to the A. Yeah, that.
In that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low.
Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
It's Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the fuck?
My nigga.
Spider Low. Spider Low.
Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Bud, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke, Spider Loke, huh? Nate Bud on Hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, cred.
Point blank, do no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the black box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!